I mean, is there one guy who seems like he just gives you fits?
I would say lately, Coach Mass has been messing around with having Frank Clark come down inside and playing a little bit of three. And Frank's one of those guys that, for guys like me, who are not as finesse as Taylor and stuff, but as strong as Taylor in a bunch of aspects. But Frank's one of those guys who he has so many things in his toolbox that he throw out at you at one time. And it's the kind of guy who makes you shaken and makes you nervous and kind of freak out. But so he's probably the guy who's giving me the most trouble.
On media day, you're kind of projecting yourself a little bit and talking about what you can do. But now that you're another full week and a couple of days, do you feel like you're getting a lot closer to grabbing this job?
I would say I feel good about camp. I feel good about the way camp's going, and I'm confident that I'll be able to finish out camp the way I want to.
How much does that mean to you to be the guy that starts on August 31st?
If I am the guy, then it would mean a lot, because that's what I've been waiting for. That's what I've been training for literally since the last game of my high school career. St. Ignatius. My goal was to train and become a starter at Michigan. So if that happens, I'll be really happy about that.
How much do you think about redshirting last year? I mean, how much does that almost motivate you a little bit, to make sure that there's no doubt, that you're a starter this year?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a motivating factor, because last year there was so much hype with me coming in and possibly being a starter and all that hoopla and stuff. But the fact that I didn't play that last year, that was definitely something that kept me going the whole entire off season. Like whenever I come in for a lift, I know that I should have played last season, but I couldn't get it. But physically I was always there. But in the off season, a lot of it wasn't even just physically. A lot of it was coming in with Coach Seno or Coach Funk and watching film and get better in that aspect. So,
What's changed the most maybe since last year? For you,
I'll say mentally, my mental approach, because last year my main thing was I had to come in and get the basics of the plays so I could just go fast. Because when you don't know the play, you start going slow and you play tentative. So you got to get to know the play so you can play fast. Once I got that, I started playing fast. Then I had to get the scheme. And then once I got the scheme, then I could start actually not position blocking, but ending up turning my body to where the ball was getting run behind me, so I could get that part of my game going.
Media day, you mentioned keeping your emotions in check was something you worked on too. What does that mean? Can you take us through what do you mean when you say that?
A lot of that, I would say, is just not getting dumb, stupid penalties, because a lot of times, like in high school, I know I would get called a lot for technicals and knocking guys' helmets off and punching, and not punching, but like just being aggressive and stuff. Right. But a lot of that you can get away with in practice, but in the game, the referees, especially this year, they're cracking down, so you gotta be really careful with that stuff. So controlling my emotion is pretty much just like taking a deep breath and relaxing.
How have you been with this camp?
I've been good. I've been doing really good. Actually, there was one day I had early on where it wasn't a very good practice for me. Like I got flustered, and so I went to Taylor. I was like, Taylor, what do you do to relax and calm yourself down? He said, all you do is before the snap, take a few deep breaths and say, all it is it's just football. It's a game. You gotta relax. So I do that, and now when I come to the line, I get in my stance. I see the ends coming. I see the backers dropping or safeties blitzing or whatever it is. So it's become a lot. The pictures become a lot clearer. That's it.
So it's a noticeable difference when you make a point of saying, calm down.
Oh, yeah.
And you can focus in on something.
Exactly.
How much have you and Taylor talked about that? Because he had the same issue even in his career here. Really.
Because Taylor knew coming in what kind of guy I was, because I came in and visited a few times. Coach Funk talked to him about it, I think. But and he definitely saw when I started actually playing with him that I was the same kind of guy that he was. And so he right off the bat started from last year, because it was a long process. I mean, all last season I was playing like an idiot during practice and stuff. But so it's been a long process. Spring was a lot better, and this camp's gotten probably the best it's ever been.